Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 13 F3AM. It's the Tier 6 French SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka, and this one is under the command of kosats13 of the F-Off clan. And look at that, 3 marks of excellence on the end of his barrel. Game on. Tier 8 game with Tier 6 tanks, which means Kosats is bottom tier, but don't let that deceive you, because of course he will be rather good in this game. He obviously has a lot of experience and he's sitting right at the back of the map, not in the usual position, but at maximum range away from the enemy. And he's already aiming towards the village area, the crossing, and a couple of enemy tanks have already turned up. Okay, a Type 59 or Height 59. Chinese tier 8, direct hit with his first shot, 185 hit points. Now this 155mm howitzer is capable of doing 630 output and 39mm pen with a 7.6 meters burst radius between 11 and 22 seconds of stun. The next target appears to be a Basante, and he's already loaded. Rounds out. Direct hit again, 303 this time. He's actually using the non-stun HE, which is 770 alpha and 49mm of pen, but it only has a 4 meter damage radius, so you have to get a little closer to the enemy in order to get some damage. He's almost loaded again. Lined up, ahead of the target. Oh, he changed his mind. And for the first time, he actually gets one which only damages the tracks of that enemy tanks, but he's changed position to avoid counter battery. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 30.58 seconds, and you can see here he's got a reload of 24.77, so he's knocked about 5 and a bit seconds off, 5.5. Rounds out. Direct hit on his rear end. The Basante takes some damage this time. He did knock a tree down there, but he's backing in to a different position to avoid being giving away where he's located. It takes a lot of effort to get 3 marks of excellence on your barrel, although there are some members of What Arty Noobs who are very good at doing it. Rounds out. Well, that's the first bit of really bad RNG he got, because that shell went way long. Now he did knock over the tree, but he's not going to sit around that tree. He's moving a little further into the field to make it a bit more difficult for the enemy to get a counter battery shot. Ahead of his path, fully dialed in, rounds out. Again, it went long. It looks like the Russian number generator is working against him at the moment. That's what Klaus calls it. Now, let's see what he can do. Still using the non-stun HE. It does do more damage, but you need to get that direct hit to make it work. Okay, he's lined it up. Changes his mind. And he's going over here to the Basante again. And not fully dialed in yet, but he is now. Rounds out. That's better. 197 from the direct hit. Now the armor piercing rounds on this Arty, which are heat rounds, are capable of 420 alpha and they'll penetrate 194mm of armor. But he doesn't appear to want to use these, so we're sticking with the non-stun HE and the stun HE. Fires the round in. Now he had a slight reticule bloom, or a twitch, right at the end there. You can see that he actually almost ended up shooting beside the tank rather than directly on it. A couple of the shots he made earlier, he got the opposite way round. He aimed slightly to one side and the shell hit the target instead. So I guess that was just a bit of luck in his favour. Now he's still focusing on that Basante, and he is getting lower and lower in hit points. But obviously it does help to hit more of the enemy than anyone else if you can, so you can get that Confederate. And unfortunately, Basante's just killed our T-52, but we got 2 tanks back on the enemy. The ARL-44 and the Super Hellcat have gone down. Okay, there's a number of tanks in the enemy rear. He's just trying to stop this Bisonte from defending those guys. Let's see what he can do with this one. This guy just rocks backwards and forwards on the same spot. So you pick a spot where you think he's going to go, and well, it landed just behind him, and he went unspotted just as the shell landed. So we don't know if he did much damage there, but I suspect he probably did. Actually, he's still showing the same hit points, that Bisonte, which is kind of unusual. Okay, almost loaded, lost sight of the target, decides not to shoot. That's a wise decision. And the Bisonte turns up some distance away. Okay, I think he's going to line up the shot. Oh, it's around about the center line. Okay, he's moving towards the rock or the bush there. Rounds out. Direct hit. And now, oh, there was a shell coming in there, trying to kill him. I'm pretty sure that was aimed at him by somebody further north who'd actually worked out his position. In fact, I suspect it was probably the guys up in the sniper's nest. The IS just burned his first aid kit to get moving again, so he might be vulnerable if we hit him again. Rounds out. Yep, he got hit, and he's got critical hits, so he might be immobile, and that might give our guys a chance to take him down. Now Bisonte's taking on our Tiger 2 now, but he's low enough on hit points that we could take him out with one shot if we get a penetrating round. You can see one of the shells actually hit the turret, and another one armor-piercing round from somebody else. And he does get him! He got the kill! So we're one up on the enemy now. We've removed the Bisonte, who was the big roadblock, you could say, to us going any further. And now we're dialing in on the IS-2 near the railway line. With good reason, because he's probably the next one who's likely to stop our guys moving up. And the shell went to the left after it landed. Or near landing. Our guys are easily moving up the left side, the west side of the battlefield now. Unfortunately, we did just lose our Tiger 131, but there's a Sturm Hilt. He's gone. Now, can we get this VK? Line up the shot ahead of his path. That's it. Lovely. Rounds out. And direct hit. 335. He's loading another non-stun HE. Now, there's currently 7 enemy vehicles in the game, but there's only 6 spotted. The other one not spotted, of course, is going to be the enemy, well, the enemy Arty has been killed. I'm looking now to see who's actually not seen, and it's the Aslains, I think. Well, the IS-22's down, and that's another kill, so he's now got 2. Yes, it's only the Aslains on the enemy team that's not spotted as far as I can make out. And he's a good player as well. Kind of get the feeling that he might turn up on the railway line all of a sudden. Kari behind the bushes. We're not fully dialed in. That's why he's not going to fire. He wants an accurate hit. Okay, moves back as he's waggling. But that landed near him, so I suspect it did do some damage, or did it? Well, he is using the non-stun HE, so he needs to get a little closer to get more damage. That's one of the drawbacks of using these shells. They need to be closer. Of course, if you do get a hit, then obviously they do have quite an effect. And there was a comet up in the sniper's nest, and I suspect he might still be there. He's aiming at the moment for where the Kari might be seen. Fires in around blind. Okay, he's decided to move up. There's nobody by the railway line now, just the Ferdinand over that side. But I somehow get the feeling that Aslains is somewhere in the vicinity, or at least he might pop up out of nowhere. Mind you, Aslains are very susceptible to Arty rounds. And the Comet, he was in the north, in the sniper's nest, just turned up at the railway crossing right down in the south. So he was threatening our cap, but he's going after the Ferdinand, and he's virtually full health. You can see that Kosats spotted that. The Ferdinand's moved into a defensive position. He's pulled back. And there's the Comet. Now, we've got no shot on him at the moment, but I kind of get the feeling he's going to go to the railway crossing, and he's going to suddenly pop up there. The Super Hellcat's moving, and now the Comet's come back again. He's spotting for another teammate. There's only 4 enemies left, 5 on our team. The Nashorn is not spotted at all still. I mean, he is in the game, he is playing, because of course he's got 1 kill, but that Nashorn hasn't been seen. Never been seen, in fact, actually. He's hid, but he has got kills. Smorg974. That's a name that actually reminds me of somebody, so I think that might be a fairly good player. The Comet's disappeared from contact again. We've lost contact with the Tiger 1 and the Kari on the enemy team, and they probably still think that most of our guys are actually ahead of us, and they might be defending that west side of the map. But if they wait around too long, they'll probably redeploy and try and support the Comet. Okay, he's got 4 stun rounds left, 2 of the non-stun HE, and suddenly we can see the Comet right up on top of the hill, and he's facing one of our guys. It's the Super Hellcat. Okay, can we get a shot in to help him? Line it up. Rounds out. Well, it did stun him. Is the Super Hellcat able to capitalize on that? He's probably used his repair kit. This is a pre-1.26 game, so it's possible there have been changes since. Okay, fires the round in straight away. Got a direct hit this time. And the Super Hellcat's going back down the hill, which is bad news for us, because, of course, we might have ended up with a bit of stun assist off that. Okay, the Comet's come back into sight again. You can see the round actually hit the side of the turret. There's a big yellow stain on that turret. The Comet keeps turning his gun to his left. And another hit for 85 this time. He is returning fire on our guys. And the Super Hellcat's pulled back again. The Nashorn's in sight now. He's just the other side of the railway line. And yes, there he is. Is he going to drive back into the shell? Well, we fire the round in and you can see other shells headed his direction. Our Sture Mill's not moving at all, and well, basically we don't want him to move because he's our defense against the Tiger 1 or the Kari if they're still over this side of the battlefield. And that's the 2-minute warning. Now, can we finish off this Comet? Rounds out. Fell short. We've got no stun rounds left, only the non-stun. He's also got 1 shell left as well. The Hellcat's got no ammo. That's why he was up there. He was only up there to spot so the others could get shots in. The Sture Mill's moving forward, which is not a good idea. We've got 1 round left to nail this Comet. He's moving towards us. Can we get a shell in? Remember, it's last one. We need to make it count. He's backing up a little. It's not a perfect shot, so we decided not to shoot. And we're into the last minute, so I think it's going to be a draw. Super Hellcat's going in for a ram kill, I think. Well, he gets the hit, and they both die in a ram kill, which means now there's only 3 left on the enemy team, because we lost the Super Hellcat in that, so they'll get an eye for an eye. But I think Kosats has now decided that the better part of Valor is to ensure that this is a draw and retreat, because he's got no ammo now, so he can't help in this battle other than Cap, and I don't think he'd get the chance to do that. So we're just 22 seconds away from a draw. Kari's turned up at the center line. We can aim at him, but we can't shoot at him. They are taking damage, though. The Tiger P and the Birdman are getting shots on them. 3 seconds to go. And that's it. It is a draw. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for kosats13 of the F-Off clan in the AMX 13 F3AM. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 12. And he also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And his win rate was 5,802, but sadly, he couldn't get enough to actually win the game for his team. And so, in the end, it turned out that he fired all of his ammo and just wasn't able to get a victory for them. But it's still a good score nonetheless. Let's have a look at team score. And we can see that he got the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. And that's why he missed out on getting a high caliber. He got 3,125 hit points of damage. Second highest was that Type 59 on the enemy team, managed 2,974 hit points. And the third highest damage, well, that turned out to be the Tiger 2 on our team, who also got a Confederate and tank sniper and 2,545 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, the Super Hellcat got 4 kills on our team. He died valiantly in a ram kill on the Comet, and they both went up in smoke. 3 kills went to the Tiger 1 on the enemy team, still alive at the end of the game. And 2 kills went to kosats13, the Ferdinand, the Tiger P on his team, and on the enemy team, the Bisonte and the VK3001P both got 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, the top scorer was the Super Hellcat. Yes, he got 792 in that game. And in second place was the Type 59 with 688. And in third place, it's Kosats with 673. He fired 25 rounds. That's the entire ammunition load of this particular Arty. 11 direct hits on the enemy. None of them penetrated, but he did get 19 splash as well. 3,125 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did 41 hit points of damage assistance. He also got 4 stuns, but no stun assist at all, which is rather unfortunate. Now, on a premium account, he actually made a profit of 3,805 credits for the game, including getting Courageous Resistance, because, of course, he earned a medal during that game, 5,907 credits for that. So, yes, it was that medal actually earned him a profit from this game. He also picked up 1,611 experience points out of it as well, after getting Courageous Resistance down below. So, yeah, it's a bit disappointing that it's a draw, but he did his best, and you can't knock the fact that he got the highest damage in the game. But Kosats has sent in another replay, so let's have a look at that one. The second replay is on the southeast spawn of Fjords. Game on. I always like that smiley face. It's almost like saying, yes, hello, we'd like to see you, and then to hit you. I've got a strange brain sometimes. Okay, he's moving into a firing position, and I suspect he's going all the way down to the end of what I call Little Italy, which is this peninsula. It's also fairly easy to counter battery people if they're actually on this area, or at least to cause a nuisance for them whilst they're trying to fight. Now, he's aiming for the corner, because there's nearly always somebody tries to take that corner straight off. And we've already got somebody down in the south. Their T-52 drove all the way down to try and get to that corner, but now he's facing heavies. He's backing off as fast as he can. Now, this is a tier 6 game only, so he's up against equals. And we've got an ARL 44 moving in on that corner. So, yep, there's his opponent, a KV2 who derps him. Rounds out. And we derp him back. That was a non-stun HE, but you can see that the KV2 took damage afterwards because we tracked him. He's now a target. He's also hit by the other Arty on our team, which happens to be an SU-8. So I think that KV-2 is going to get wiped out. Yep, the ARI gets a round in. We find the next one. And bye-bye KV-2. First kill. So the ARL can now move up, even though he lost a chunk of hit points there. It was a low roll for the KV-2, but he has taken a lot of damage. Now, will the enemy try to recover that corner? Probably not, but once the ARL spots something for us, we might get a shot off on them. It's a baguette, rounds out, and another big hit. In fact, it looks like he got hit by 2 rounds at the same time. I'm not sure who else he got hit by, but it may have been the guys up in the Eastern Pass, because we've got a VK3002, a TDT, and an AMX 12-ton up there. And the moment he was spotted by the ARL, then shells were headed his way. And in fact, we just spotted another one, and this time round, it's a Burza. Rounds out. He just got tracked, and now he's out the game. So that was another good kill. And their Dickomax has been spotted as well, and he's taking fire. So somebody's getting a lot of spotting in here, and I have the feeling it might be that it's either the AMX 12-ton or it's the Hellcat who might be doing it. Okay, gonna hit the Jackson. Put around it. Rounds out. Okay, shells inbound. Another hit. 289. Now remember, these shells with the stun HE are actually worth 630 hit points. 39mm a pen. Oh! Unfortunately, we had a few tanks taken out there on our team. A crocodile went down. And now we're looking at that T-52. Rounds out. Direct hit. Wiped out. That's his 3rd kill, Kosats. First he gets the KV-2, then he gets the Burza. Now he's wiped out the T-52. Okay, we've got some other opponents over in that corner. ARL's not looking rather good there, but the M4A3, oh, he does get the kill on our ARL. But we're more closer to our ground. We're actually seeing the enemy slowly being annihilated, and we've got a shot on the Cummel. It's a long-range shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't do any damage because he was using the non-stun HE, and you need to be a little closer to get those shots on and do some damage. That's the biggest drawback with those shells. So you have to get either a direct hit or as close as you can. Okay, it's loaded again. It's fast reload. There's still an M6 and an ARL 44 somewhere around that corner. But seeing as that corner is now being defended by a T150, it might mean that the enemies return to their own cap area. And we're looking at an SU-8 on the enemy team who's hiding behind the rocks. Now, it's difficult to get a shell in there. Intuition, he's changing to the stun HE. He's realized that he needs a bigger splash. Rounds out straight away. He's loaded. Unfortunately, it doesn't go long. I think he's going to stick with the non-stun the stun HE now. He can't get a shot on the Tiger 131, but he can certainly fire another one at the SU-8, and he might get a hit this time. And seeing as the guy's missing a few hit points, we're loaded. Rounds out straight away. And that landed near him, but not on him. So I suspect that SU-8 is missing a few hit points now. Now, we're only 1 up on the enemy. There's only 5 of them left, but 3 of those are heavy tanks. And we can see the SU-8 still firing. Rounds out. Well, he looked away there for a moment, but we'll forgive him because I think he just wanted to check and see if that one got a kill. We can see the Thunderbolt, but of course the mountain's in the way, and our CDT is trying to get around him without getting hit by the SU-8. He's also worried about that Tiger 131 nearby. I think we're going to fire in this direction again. Rounds out. Let's see if we get it this time. Nope. We might be taking away his hit points though, bit by bit. And the CDT is taking a lot of damage from that Thunderbolt in his fast-firing gun. But look at that, big chunk of his hit points went down. And now we can see the Tiger 131. He's come up behind the CDT, who's in a lot of trouble. Can we get around into the Tiger? Okay. He's loaded. Rounds out. Can we get a hit? Yes! A big hit at that 425. The CDT's still alive. He managed to kill the Thunderbolt. And now it's just this Tiger 131. The other enemy tanks are way down at the South Pass. Now that, obviously the mountain's getting in the way, and he's just pulled back behind, and I think he knows that so long as he's in that position, we can't get a shot. Okay, it's time for the AMX to go into action. I think he could, if he tried, he could get into the enemy cap area. At the moment, he's trying to get an angle on these guys. He can't shoot the Tiger because he's gone too far around the mountain. But he does have a shot on the SU-8. And the SU-8 is vulnerable now. Just last moments of dialing in. Ready. Rounds out. Oh, unfortunate. The CDT gets the kill instead of us. After our shell was already inbound. Such a long flight time for the shell. Now we're leaving the Hellcat back at our cap area to get resets if the enemy makes it through the southern pass. But what we can do now is we can go and support the CDT and take the enemy cap area. The SU-8 is now gone, so the Tiger 131 is the only one defending their cap. However, and I say this, one of the enemy tanks down in the south has gone, so it's now just the ARL and the Tiger 131 left. There he is. There's the ARL. Now, we can hit him and wipe him out. He does hit and take out our T150. Can we dial in and get a hit? Rounds out. Yes, we do get a hit. And in fact, now, potentially, that's a high caliber. Now, we've lost the CDT. We now need the Nashorn and the Hellcat. And the Hellcat just killed the ARL-44 on the enemy team. So now everybody should head to the enemy cap area. And they should all arrive at the same time. Now this is a moment when you can shotgun the enemy and get huge damage. So he switched to the non-stun HE for this, because obviously this has got more damage per shell. 770. Even if he gets a non-penetrating shot, it's going to be more than the hit points of the Tiger 131. So if he can get close enough, he can actually shotgun that Tiger. We need the Nashorn and the Hellcat to get a move on. First, we need to find the Tiger. We found him. Hello, Mr. Tiger. Tiger's probably aimed at us. Hello. There you go. Well done, Kosats. He gets the last laugh. Well, it may have been a draw in the last game, but certainly not this one. No, kosats13 was going to make absolutely certain that he won this game. And he shotgunned the Tiger 131 with the non-stun HE and got a direct hit. And that ended his game and won the game for the team. That was another ace tanker game for kosats13 in the AMX 13 F3 AM. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly in this one, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. He also managed to get a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And this time round, because it was a tier 6 battle, he actually did get the high caliber, because he managed to get 20% of the enemy hit pool. And yes, he got the highest damage in the game. His win rate from this one, even higher still, 6,691, super unicum, and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the damage was 2,767 hit points of damage. The second highest in this game turned out to be the ARL-44 on the enemy team. He did get a hit on that guy. He got 1,995, but he got taken out in the end by the Nashorn, I seem to recall. And the third highest damage rather, is the T150 on our team, 1,804 hit points. When it came to kills, it was shared between Kosats and the crocodile on our team both got 4 kills. Was that the crocodile, the CDT? I think it was the CDT actually on our team. So yes, he got 4 kills, and Kosats did the same. And the joint second place was the T150, the SU100, the ARL44, the crocodile on the enemy team. That's got it right. And the Thunderbolt and the Hummel on the enemy team as well. And when it came to base XP, Kosats got that one. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base with 1,099. 962 went for the T150, and 838 went to the CDT on our team. He fired 15 rounds, so didn't use up all his ammo in this one, but he did get a good result. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 12 splash. Damage of 2,767, of which 2,431 was at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the close one was the Tiger 131, which he shotgunned at point blank range right next door to him. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and he got 978 hit points of damage assistance when he stunned tracked the KB2, and then his teammates took it out on the KB2 while he was unable to move. He also caused 3 stuns, but yet again, no stun assist. On a premium count, he actually made 19,746 credits profit from this game, and he took away 1,648 experience points out of it as well. Now, yes, this is not the only AMX 13 F3 games that are actually waiting to be done. This was the only 2 that were Kosats, and they were from the 1.25.1 update. We've got some older ones which I've got to get through, and I will be getting to them shortly. So if you did send in AMX 13 F3 replays, they will be done very shortly. Hope you enjoyed these 2. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.